Well, afternoon boys and girls, hope you're well. I've just come for a few hours beach fishing down Caister. A little bit of swell here, but nothing like it has been the last few days. So I come down here to get a few hours up to the high water after bass. Let's hope there's a few here. Be nice, wouldn't it? There's a northeasterly breeze. That's definitely calmed down the last couple of days. That's horrendous. But that's eased off now, so it's nicely fishable. Well, tackle wise it's pretty simple. Got my two beach casters, multipliers and rigs, ever so simple tracers. Basically got a 2-hook flapper with 2 Aberdeens on. Bit of a scratching rig, but things like schoolie bass they're ideal. Try multiple baits, different pieces. Let's give it a go. Just got a little 6-inch breakaway on the end. There's a little bit of swell there, you want something to hold the tide. The tide's not that strong, only about 2.35 metres, weak tide at the minute. Also a bit more strength there, but you got what you got in you. Well, I got a surprise today. I got squid and I splashed out on some lug. I bought some lug from the tackle den the other day, and that's cracking lug. And obviously standard squid. I ain't actually bought any heron, not one heron to be seen. That's got to be a first, isn't it? Well, both rods are now all baited up and cast out. I ain't put them far. I've only put them like 40 yards out, just the other side of the sandbank here. There's a little sandbank run along here, like 30-40 yards out. Just flicked it over the other side of that. Give it a go. Rods are sitting lovely there in the tide. Smashing. There's no weed on the beach, so let's hope we get a fish. That'd be nice. I ain't caught a bass on a rod in years. Not that I really try them very often. Normally obviously in the boat, but got to give it a go. Well, one of my rod tips are bending. I've got a nasty feeling there's a bit of weed there because I can see it coming up on the line. So I'll wind it in and we'll give that a look, shall we? Well, as you can see there weren't no shortage of weed, was there? Didn't even out about 10 minutes. Let's hope there's anything to come. I fished down here a couple of nights ago on the ebb, but I blanked, so I didn't bother recording it in the end. Well, I recorded it and didn't post it. I thought, no one wanted to see people someone blanking on the beach, it's no fun, is it? But yeah, on the flood it seems there's quite a lot of weed. Well, I'll get this baited up now and I'll get this back out. Well, after that weed fest, I just cast that one back short. I've only put about 20 yards out. That should roughly be on beginning of that bank. So obviously if the gear's on the bank, the line will be higher up in the water, and that's obviously the weed was running along the bottom, I imagine. And look at the other rod there, I don't know, zoom in how well you can see it. I can see the line going in the water, plenty of weed on it. Well, I just reeled in the other rod, and that is exactly the same. Plenty of weed on the line. It wasn't that bad though. Luckily there was none on the trace, that's what really matters. I don't mind taking off line around the lead or not. That's when the trace is covered up, annoyed me a bit, but that was clear, so there wasn't a problem. I whacked that out about 40-50 yards, just the other side of the bank there. Well, the last two casts, I cast one up tide, only about 20 yards out, and the other one about 40 yards out, sort of like each side of the bank. Well, obviously the one on the inside, there's hardly any weed on it at all, but the one that was on the bank or just past it, that had plenty of weed on it again. No fish yet though, fingers crossed and all that. And finally, a bass. Right, it's only a diddy one, but it's better than nothing. I'm happy with that. First one of the year on the rods. Only a little tiny thing, but it all counted, didn't it? Let's get this unhooked and get it back. Well, I had that little old schoolie. I had another 2 or 3 casts, and that's quiet. As you can see, now that's getting here. It's probably 2 hours before the end of the tide. That water's now got over the banks, and that swell's picked up. A bit more swell than what there was earlier. Looking good though, isn't it? Lovely conditions. What more do you want? I only think I've gone and got a bite. That's another little bass. Only a tiny little old thing. You see it's hooked in the bottom lip there perfectly. Let's take that out. Oh, spiky little bugger. There you go, that's out. Only a little tiny fish. Lovely to see, they are the future. I better get that back before it can succumb to sand death. Well, neither of them been huge fish. I've only cut little schoolies, but after coming down the other night and did get bugger all on the ebb, they were very much appreciated. It's nice to see you get a couple of fish after blanking. Nothing worse than a bit of blanking to really make you downhearted, isn't it? But it's a lovely sunny day today. There's a few more anglers. I've seen them have a few little schoolies. But yeah, it's been an enjoyable day so far. Well, it's now getting near high water, and that weed started to pick up again. I don't know if you can see it on there. See the old line hanging there, the weed being pushed up it. On the inside rod there weren't any for the last hour or two. Just getting it on the one I whacked over the other side of the bank. But now I started getting it on the inside rod as well, so it's obviously dropping to the bottom as that tide ease. There's a be a few more fish. Be nice to get something a bit better, wouldn't it? Even one from a tea. I only think I've gone and got another bite. Can't feel nothing at the minute. Another little schoolie bass. Not massive, but much appreciated. Lovely looking fish though, aren't they? Alright, they're not. Lovely, beautiful looking things, aren't they? Smashing. Only a small example, but still lovely to see. And that's not a blank, so that's a bonus, isn't it? Well, just unhooked it and I'll get him back ready to swim away again. I can never understand it, but all three of them schoolies all been on my left hand rod. Exactly the same trace, bait, everything as my right hand rod. Fished in very similar places, same sort of distance out, and not a sausage. I can never work that out really. That's a mystery in it. Who knows? That's now start of the ebb now. Let's hope we get something a bit bigger. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And look what it is! Another little bass. Cracking little stocky fish, really good condition. But it's a shame it's a little bit bigger. Obviously that's all on lug, straight in the bottom lip. Oh. You'll be careful, these are spiky little buggers. I always like to put my thumb in the mouth. That's a bit spiky, but that's another one. Alright, they're not huge fish, but it's a good bit of sport. They don't fight that well, but they are what they are, they're a fish. That's lovely to see. Well, I think I've got another bite. No, that rattled and obviously missed it. But that was the other rod, right hand rod, I hadn't caught nothing yet, so that weren't going to be a fish, was it? I got all excited then watching the tip rattle a couple of times. Well, it's now about an hour and a half past the high water. How you see, that's all dropped away on the beach. It's gone a little bit quiet actually, and a little bit more swell here. I was thinking about going in the boat in the morning, but it's not looking very good at the minute, is it? There's a lot of roll in the water there. It was too much for my little boat. I was really looking forward to it. Typically I don't have a few days off work and the weather's crap. Sod's law for you. Well, I started to get dark, as you can see. It doesn't look very dark in the picture. I used all my bait, and that's my last hook bait. I put 6 of the little worms what are left over in it. What self-respecting bass wouldn't want to eat that? 6 lugworm. Nom nom nom. I'll now get this cast out into that swell, and last cast of the evening. I don't think I'm getting a bite my last cast. Don't know if I missed it. That's the last cast on one rod, and a nice little bass. Not huge, but that's always lovely to get one on your last cast. Well, that's this rod now going to be packed away. So we've got no more bait left. It's going to be this rod packed away and then see what the other one do. Fingers crossed. Well, according to the forecast, this is going to die down overnight and be lovely flat calm. But I can't personally see it. Fingers crossed that is. I'm still blowing northerly now, and it's better go easterly in the night. But and that's better die down to hardly nothing, only like 1.2 foot swell. But I can't see that happening. No way. Obviously I'll get up in the morning and have a look, but I don't think that's going to happen. Fingers crossed. I'd love to get in the boat. Can't wait. Well, that's now virtually dark. Look, a lovely sea still. So I'm now just packed up and I'm about to go home, run out of bait. Oh, I got some squid left, but you really want worm for them. And that's it. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Cheers for watching. Catch you later. Bye.